There's something really personal about sharing your dreams in English. Whether it's a big goal like starting your own business, or a quiet wish to travel somewhere far away. Talking about the future isn't just about language, it's about trust. And sometimes, that's the hardest part. Let's take a small moment together. You're sitting with someone you trust, maybe a new friend, or maybe just someone who asked, "What do you want to do in the future?" Your mind goes quiet. Not because you don't have dreams, but because you're not sure how to put them into words. That's what we'll gently practice today. You don't need perfect grammar. You don't need complicated words. You just need a few simple phrases that help you say what's in your heart. Let's start small. Repeat after me. I have a dream. I have a goal. I want to do something meaningful. These are powerful sentences, and they're easy to say. But now, let's add some real emotion to them. Let's make them feel like you. Try saying, I've always wanted to. My dream is to, one day. I hope I can. Now pause. Think of your dream, any dream. It could be about your job, your family, your life. And quietly try to finish the sentence in your mind. I've always wanted to open a small cafe. My dream is to write a book about my life. One day, I hope I can live by the sea. It's okay if your dream sounds simple, or if it feels too big. What matters is that it feels true. Let's go deeper. Many learners feel afraid to talk about their goals because they don't want to be judged. But English isn't just a language, it's a way to tell your story. So here are some soft, kind ways to talk about your plans without pressure. Repeat slowly. I'm thinking about changing my job. I've been planning to learn something new. I might try something different next year. Notice how gentle these sentences feel. They're not strong promises. They're ideas, hopes, possibilities. And that's often how dreams start. Now let's build a short rhythm with these. I've been thinking, I've been dreaming, I've been wanting. Again, I've been thinking, I've been dreaming, I've been wanting. That soft repetition helps your mouth and brain move together. That's what fluency really is, not speed, but ease. Let's practice with a little scene. Imagine this. You're at a dinner with a few friends. One person turns to you and says, "So, what's your dream job?" You take a breath. Then say, "That's a good question. I've always wanted to do something creative. Maybe design, or writing. Or maybe, I'm not exactly sure yet, but I know I want to help people." These are honest, simple answers, and they sound like real English. Now, let's practice a few helpful phrases to respond when someone talks about their dreams. Because part of confidence is knowing how to continue the conversation. Try these. That sounds amazing. Wow, I can see you doing that. Tell me more about it. And even, I think that suits you. These phrases are warm, supportive, and they help keep the conversation going. Here's a little affirmation to say out loud. My dreams matter. I have a voice. I can speak about my future with calm and confidence. Let's say it again, more slowly. My dreams matter. I have a voice. I can speak about my future with calm and confidence. Now take a breath. You're doing well. Let's shift to planning. Not just dreams, but steps. Goals. Use these phrases. My short-term goal is to, my long-term goal is, right now, I'm working on. These phrases are useful in job interviews, at school, or even just with friends. Let's practice. My short-term goal is to improve my spoken English. My long-term goal is to work in another country. Right now, I'm working on building good habits. And now, let's bring it all together in a personal storytelling moment. Imagine you're talking to someone you respect. They ask, "So, What's your plan for the next few years? Try responding like this. Well, I've been thinking a lot about that. I really want to grow in my career, and I also want to explore new places. My dream is to live abroad for a while. I'm not sure exactly where yet, but I've started learning and planning slowly. This is natural, soft, real English. It's the kind of English that doesn't try to impress. It just wants to connect. And that's the goal. Let's gently pause here for now. You've done something important. You've practiced how to speak about your dreams, softly and clearly. We'll continue soon, and I'll guide you further. Let's go a little deeper now. Sometimes when we talk about our dreams, it's not just about what we want to do, it's about who we want to become. And that's often the harder part to explain in another language. It feels personal, even vulnerable. You don't want to say it the wrong way, or sound silly, or feel judged. But English can help you connect with people in those moments if you use the right kind of soft, honest language. Let's start by adding some emotion to your words. Try saying this. It's not just a goal. It's something I really care about. Or, this dream means a lot to me. These sentences are simple, but they let people know that what you're saying is important to you. You're not just listing a plan. You're sharing a part of your heart. Now let's try this little rhythm together. I care about this. It matters to me. It's something I really want. Say those 3 lines again, but slower. I care about this. It matters to me. It's something I really want. That rhythm helps your voice carry feeling. And that's how real conversations work, not just words, but emotion too. Now let's imagine a conversation again. You're with a mentor, or a teacher, or maybe just a friend who asks you, what's something you've always wanted to try? You take a breath and say, good question. I've always wanted to learn photography. I don't know why, it just makes me feel excited. I guess I love the idea of telling stories through pictures. Notice how natural that sounds. There's no rush. There's no pressure to sound perfect. Just gentle, honest speech. Now let's look at some ways to start talking about your goals in real life. You can use phrases like, I've been thinking about this for a while. I don't always talk about this, but this might sound small. But these are soft openers. They prepare the listener and they give you a little space to breathe. Let's try one. I've been thinking about this for a while. I really want to study design. I don't know exactly where or when, but it's something I want to explore. You're not making a huge statement. You're just sharing. And that's enough. Now repeat after me. I want to explore something new. I'm open to learning. I have a quiet dream I'd like to follow. Let's add more vocabulary you can use when talking about future plans. Try these useful expressions. I'm planning to, I'm hoping to, I've been meaning to, I might try. I've started thinking about. Each one has a different feeling. I'm planning to sounds clear and focused. I'm hoping to feels gentle and emotional. I've been meaning to is a nice way to say you've delayed something, but you care. I might try sounds casual and open. I've started thinking about feels safe and thoughtful. Let's build little scenes with each. I'm planning to start an online course in graphic design next month. I'm hoping to improve my English enough to work abroad someday. I've been meaning to write more, but I keep getting distracted. I might try starting a blog, just to practice expressing myself. I've started thinking about moving to a quieter place. Can you feel how soft and real those sentences sound? They aren't dramatic. They're just small windows into someone's future. That's what makes them easy to use and easy to connect with. Now let's talk about fear. Fear is often what stops us from sharing our goals, especially in English. Maybe you're afraid your dream sounds strange, or too big, or too far away. Maybe you're not sure if you're allowed to want what you want. Let's pause and gently repeat something important together. It's okay to dream. It's okay to not have all the answers. It's okay to speak slowly, softly, and from the heart. Let's say those again. It's okay to dream. It's okay to not have all the answers. It's okay to speak slowly, softly, and from the heart. When we give ourselves permission to speak with honesty, we grow. Here's a personal storytelling practice. Think of a time in your life when you felt hopeful. Maybe it was a new beginning, a fresh plan, or even just a quiet day when you thought, I want something more. Now close your eyes. Try to describe that moment in English. You can say, I remember a time when I felt excited about the future. I didn't know exactly what I wanted, but I knew I wanted something different, something more meaningful. That moment stayed with me. Or this. There was a day when I saw a movie about a teacher who changed lives. I remember thinking, that's what I want to do. And that dream has stayed with me, quietly, ever since. These stories don't need to be dramatic. They just need to be true. And that's what makes them powerful. Now let's go into some mini dialogues. These short scenes will help you practice real-life English about goals and dreams. Dialogue 1. A. Do you have any personal goals this year? B. Yeah. I want to get better at speaking English, and maybe start a podcast. Dialogue 2. A. What's your dream job? B. I think I'd love to be a travel writer. Explore places. Tell stories. Dialogue 3. A. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? B. Honestly? Living somewhere peaceful. Doing work I enjoy. Maybe teaching. Practice saying both parts. Speak out loud. Let the words become familiar. Now let's shadow one more scene. Repeat after me, line by line. I have a small dream. I want to create something that makes people feel better. I'm not sure how yet, but I've started learning. I think that's a good first step. Again, slowly. I have a small dream. I want to create something that makes people feel better. I'm not sure how yet, but I've started learning. I think that's a good first step. Now here's an important emotional truth. You don't need a big story to speak with strength. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to practice gently, often, and with honesty. Let's end this part with a few soft affirmations. My voice matters. I am allowed to dream. I can express my plans in English, one word at a time. Repeat again. My voice matters. I am allowed to dream. I can express my plans in English, one word at a time. Take a deep breath. You're doing something very special. You're not just learning a language. You're learning how to use it to express your future, to share your path, to tell the world who you are and who you're becoming. We'll continue together in the next part, with more deep practice, more rhythm building, and more gentle confidence. Let's begin again with calm, with care, and with a small sentence. I'm working on it. That one line carries so much. It doesn't say, I'm finished. It doesn't say, I've made it. It just says, I've started. I'm still trying. I'm in the middle. And often, the middle is the most powerful place to be. Let's build rhythm around that idea. Repeat after me. I'm working on myself. I'm working on my skills. I'm working on speaking more confidently. Again, more slowly. I'm working on myself. I'm working on my skills. I'm working on speaking more confidently. Now imagine you're talking to a friend about your progress. Maybe you say, "It's going slowly, but I'm making progress." Or, "I take small steps every day." Or even, "Some days are hard, but I keep going." These are honest, soft ways to talk about your journey. You're not pretending to be perfect. You're just telling the truth. Let's now focus on one key word: habit. Dreams often begin with habits. And in English, there are many ways to talk about what you do regularly, even if it's small. Let's practice a few common phrases. Lately, I've been trying to. I've started a new habit of. Every day. I try to. It's not perfect, but I'm keeping at it. Now repeat slowly. Lately, I've been trying to write in English every morning. I've started a new habit of reading before bed. Every day, I try to do one thing for my dream. It's not perfect, but I'm keeping at it. These are powerful things to say because they're real. They focus on the action, not the fantasy. And that's how confidence grows. Let's shift to a storytelling moment again. Imagine this. You're on a video call with someone from another country. Maybe a language partner. Maybe a coach. They ask you, "So, what are you working on these days?" You smile and say, "Well, I've been working on my English. I've also been thinking about starting something creative, maybe an online journal. It's still an idea, but it's been on my mind." That sentence may seem simple, but it does so much. It says you're learning. It says you're reflecting. And it says you're willing to be seen. Let's build shadowing around that same rhythm. Repeat slowly. I've been working on my English. I've been thinking about starting something creative. It's still an idea, but it's been on my mind. And now say the whole thing together. Well, I've been working on my English. I've also been thinking about starting something creative, maybe an online journal. It's still an idea, but it's been on my mind. Speak that out loud. Hear your own voice carry those thoughts. That's real English, alive, personal, gentle. Now let's go into a few more rhythm-building sentences. These are great for both speaking and emotional connection. I'm learning to trust my own pace. I don't need to rush. I can grow slowly. Try again. I'm learning to trust my own pace. I don't need to rush. I can grow slowly. These kinds of affirmations are more than just words. They help shape your mindset. And they make it easier to keep speaking without fear. Let's talk now about how to share your goals when you're not feeling confident. Sometimes you might feel shy or unsure. That's okay. You can use gentle language like, "It's just an idea right now," but "I'm still figuring things out. But I think I want to. I've been exploring some possibilities." These soft openers give you space. They help you stay in the conversation, even if you're not fully sure of your plan yet. Let's put those into practice. Try this. "It's just an idea right now, but I'm thinking about starting a YouTube channel for language learning." Or, "I'm still figuring things out, but I think I want to move to a new city next year." Or, "I've been exploring some possibilities in the wellness space. Maybe coaching. Maybe writing. I'm just starting to look into it." These responses are real, gentle, and full of life. Now let's explore another concept: purpose. Sometimes we don't just have goals, we have reasons behind them. A purpose. A why. Let's practice talking about that. Repeat. I want to do something that feels meaningful. I want to create something that helps others. I want to live a life I'm proud of. Now add a second sentence. I want to do something that feels meaningful. That's why I've started studying psychology. Or, I want to create something that helps others. So I've been thinking about teaching. Let's say them together. I want to do something that feels meaningful. That's why I've started studying psychology. I want to create something that helps others. So I've been thinking about teaching. Can you feel how complete those sound? You're not just speaking a goal, you're connecting it to a value. Now here's a short dialogue that models that kind of deeper conversation. Dialogue A. Why do you want to change careers? B. I guess I want to do something more connected to people. Something with heart. I've always felt drawn to helping others grow. This is the kind of English that makes people listen, not because it's fancy, but because it's real. Let's pause for a reflection exercise. Ask yourself quietly, why do I want to learn English? Is it for a job? A dream? A feeling? A place you want to go? Now try finishing this sentence. I want to learn English because, here are some gentle completions. I want to learn English because it helps me feel free. Because it opens doors I couldn't open before. Because it lets me connect with people I admire. Because it makes me feel more like myself. Say one of them out loud. Say it with honesty. Now repeat, my reason matters. My journey is valid. I don't need to be perfect to be powerful. Let's say that again, my reason matters. My journey is valid. I don't need to be perfect to be powerful. Now let's do a personal storytelling practice. Tell a story about a time you took a small step toward your dream. Here's an example. Last year, I signed up for an online course in writing. It was scary at first, I didn't know anyone, but I kept showing up. And over time, I started to feel more confident. I even wrote a short story that I shared with the group. That felt like a big moment for me. This is the kind of story that lives in your voice. Practice telling your version of it. Use soft phrases. Go slowly. And if you want, you can start your story like this. There was a time when or one day, I decided to take a small step, or I wasn't sure at first, but I knew I had to try. Use those openings to begin. Let your own voice carry the rest. Let's now move into a few final rhythm phrases for this part. These are affirmations you can say anytime you feel uncertain. I'm still learning, and that's okay. I'm allowed to take small steps. I'm building something slowly, day by day. My dream doesn't have to look like anyone else's. I am growing into who I want to be. Say them one more time. I'm still learning, and that's okay. I'm allowed to take small steps. I'm building something slowly, day by day. My dream doesn't have to look like anyone else's. I am growing into who I want to be. Take a deep breath. Let that sink in. This journey you're on, the one where you're learning to speak, to express, to open up, it's not about speed. It's about connection. With yourself, with others, with the world you want to build. And every word you practice brings you one step closer. Let's come back to something simple. I want to live with intention. That one sentence can carry your whole story. When we talk about dreams, goals, or plans in English, we're not just naming things we want. We're shaping the kind of life we hope to create. And that kind of language, calm, emotional, forward-looking, is powerful in every conversation. Let's begin with a small rhythm. Repeat after me. I know what I value. I know what I need. I know what kind of life I want to build. Again, I know what I value. I know what I need. I know what kind of life I want to build. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being clear. Clarity in your heart helps create clarity in your English. Now, let's imagine a real-world situation. You're in a job interview. The interviewer says, "Where do you see yourself in a few years?" Instead of panicking or staying silent, you smile gently and say, "Well, I see myself growing into a role where I can lead a small team. I enjoy helping others succeed. That's something I'd really like to do more of. Or maybe you say, I'd like to keep learning and improving. I'm open to new opportunities, especially where I can be creative and work with people. Both answers are soft, confident, and clear. And most importantly, they're you. Now let's go back to some everyday conversations. Imagine you're catching up with an old friend. They ask, "So, what's new with you? Any plans for the future?" You can say, "Actually, yeah. I've been thinking a lot about what really matters to me. I'm focusing more on personal growth. It's not easy, but I feel like I'm on the right path." Or, "I've been taking some small steps toward my dream. Nothing big yet, but I'm moving forward slowly." Again, the language is gentle, honest, not dramatic, not exaggerated, just true. Let's build a rhythm around the idea of slow progress. I'm not rushing. I'm taking one step at a time. I'm proud of the small changes I've made. Again, I'm not rushing. I'm taking one step at a time. I'm proud of the small changes I've made. You don't need a big success story to speak confidently. You just need truthful English spoken with care. Now let's talk about handling doubt. Sometimes, people might question your goals, or you might question yourself. Here are a few gentle ways to respond. It might not make sense to everyone, but it makes sense to me. I know it's not a usual path, but it's the right one for me. It's okay if others don't understand. I'm doing this for myself. Let's say those again. It might not make sense to everyone, but it makes sense to me. I know it's not a usual path, but it's the right one for me. It's okay if others don't understand. I'm doing this for myself. That kind of language builds emotional protection around your dreams. It gives you permission to keep going. Now let's explore how to talk about change. Because dreams often involve change, small or big. Try saying, "I've changed a lot in the last year. My priorities have shifted. I'm learning to listen to myself more." And now say this, "I used to be afraid to speak about my goals, but now I'm learning to share them." Let's repeat together. I used to be afraid to speak about my goals, but now I'm learning to share them. This is growth. This is fluency with emotion. Let's go into one more storytelling practice. Tell a short story about a time you changed direction. Maybe you gave up on something. Maybe you started over. That's okay. That's part of dreaming. Here's an example. I used to think I wanted to work in finance, but over time, I realized I didn't feel happy in that space. I've always been creative, so I started learning about design. It's scary to start over, but it feels more right now. Or, I had a plan to move abroad 2 years ago, but life changed. I stayed home and focused on family, and that helped me grow in different ways. Now, I feel ready again, but with a new perspective. These stories show that change isn't failure. It's growth in another direction. Now here's a short dialogue that models how to speak about life transitions in English. Dialogue A. Did you always know what you wanted to do? B. Not at all. I've changed plans many times, but each step taught me something. And now I feel closer to what's truly important. Let's practice shadowing that response. Slowly. I've changed plans many times, but each step taught me something. And now I feel closer to what's truly important. Let that rhythm settle into your voice. Now let's go back to a few practical phrases you can use in everyday life when someone asks about your future plans. Right now, I'm focused on learning and growing. I have a few ideas, but I'm still exploring. I'm building something slowly. It's taking time, but I believe in it. I'm not where I want to be yet, but I'm getting closer. Now say them with your own emotion. Speak as if you're telling a friend, not performing, not proving, just sharing. Let's go into one final affirmation practice. Repeat gently, with meaning. My dream doesn't need to be big to be real. My pace is my power. I speak from the heart. My English is a tool to express who I am becoming. I belong in every conversation about the future. And now once more, my dream doesn't need to be big to be real. My pace is my power. I speak from the heart. My English is a tool to express who I am becoming. I belong in every conversation about the future. Take one last deep breath. You've spent this time not just learning words, but building something deeper: emotional fluency, quiet courage, and real-life language that you can carry into any moment. Whether you're talking to a friend, a teacher, a stranger, or even just to yourself, you now have the gentle English you need to say, I have a dream, I have a plan, and I can speak about it with calm confidence. Thank you for being here today. Your presence matters. Your voice matters. And your dreams matter. Subscribe now and speak English with calm confidence, one sentence at a time.